Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. I'm going to give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show that I'm going to enjoy producing. Probably going to get a lot of people talking in the comments, but hey, we got to do it. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Let's get into today's topic, y'all. Okay, so the NBA season is pretty much kicking off today because with Media Day and all of that. Although some teams came back earlier, but the majority of the teams are going to come back. People like Zion and these guys are making news. People try to make videos about, I don't give a damn about what Zion Williamson is doing, his weight loss or what's going on with all those other teams. I really don't care. But anyway, came across this this interview today, very long interview, and it's like a hidden gem that Charles Barkley did at Rowan University Center of Sports Communication and Social Impact. And it was an interview that took place less than 5 days ago rather. It's a very long interview. It's about an hour and 48 minutes. Very, very long. And during this interview, Charles was talking about a bunch of different things. If you guys want to check it out, I've given you the place to hunt it down. But inevitably, as always, the conversation is going to come up about who's the GOAT, Kobe, LeBron, Jordan, and all of that stuff. And in this particular conversation, was no different. So the interviewer, I don't know if they said who the host was. They said Charles Barkley. Yeah, they didn't specify who interviewed him. So the interviewer essentially said that, Charles, you were talking to me in backstage about, the differences between Michael Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe and all of that. And Charles Barkley began to explain why he has Kobe and Michael at a different level. And for him, the reason he ranks those guys so high, I believe, has to do with mindset. And it's also important to mention that Charles Barkley does have Jordan ahead of is his greatest player of all time. And he does have Kobe, I think is his fifth or sixth player. And I think he has LeBron behind Kobe by one spot, either the sixth or seventh position. So it's also important to point out that he does rank these guys in a particular order, right? But before we even get into what Charles had to say in his explanation, today's video is brought to you by a sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60 plus states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to watching some of these NBA Summer League games. Here's what I like to do. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do now is I want to play exactly what Charles Barkley said. I want you guys to take a listen to his reasoning, and then I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Charles here.
You were asked backstage, LeBron, Michael, that's a debate, goes on forever. You played in the Michael era, but you have a lot of respect for LeBron. But isn't it hard to judge one player from one era to another?
Yeah, it always is. And I love LeBron. I think LeBron's a really, really nice man and a great player. The difference between Michael and Kobe and LeBron, those two guys will kill your ass. That doesn't make one way different than one way right or wrong. Michael and Kobe, them dudes, they in my opinion, they were dangerous. They gonna win obsessively. They don't care about you or your feelings. And LeBron, I think he's a great, great player, but I think he's a nice guy. I don't think many people walk around in our generation saying, man, that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's are nice guys. Those words were not spoken, but they're all great. I just said, in my opinion, that guy's gonna win no matter what.
Yeah.
I've said that, I says, those are 3 best players I've probably ever seen. But I said, but those 2 are different. They're going to win no matter what. They're not worried about it. Like Kobe didn't talk to his teammates. That's been like, no, we can't be friends. We work together and we're not friends. That was one of his things. And obviously you see in Michael's documentary, he didn't make a lot of friends on the team. But, and like I say, I don't think, I try not to judge which way is right or wrong, but I'm just telling you the difference in their personalities.
Excellent. So you heard what Charles Barkley had to say. For him, it's a mentality thing. And look, that's one of the things that attracted me as a fan to Kobe Bryant is also his mentality. It's just, it's something that when you witness it, you're like in awe of it, because the guy had so much mental fortitude. He was just so focused on winning, so competitive. I was thinking about this yesterday. When Kobe was playing, especially like from 2007, 8 on, at the end of every post game, at the end of every scrimmage, I would go there and to the Lakers website on NBA.com and listen to every single interview Kobe did, whether after a practice or after. I listened to all for years and years and years. And you could just hear in the guy's voice that the guy was just on a totally different wavelength when it came to just being a competitor. I remember once something had happened with Carmelo Anthony, like a good piece of good news. And the reporter was trying to ask Kobe about like what he thought about it. And Kobe was getting a little bit irritated as the guy was asking a question. And Kobe, at the end of the interviewer's question, he said, I don't have any thoughts. He said, I have no thoughts on him. This is somebody that he was friends with. He said, I have no thoughts about the guy. And looking back at it now, I believe that in Kobe's mind, during a regular season, these guys, like, it's me versus them. There's no us here. There's no like we cool. There's none of that. So I don't care what's going on with him. I don't want to know what's going on in his life. That is his business, whatever is happening in his life. I was like, wow, what a mindset. I mean, this is not somebody that he's not friendly with. Somebody he's friendly with. As a matter of fact, going back to the Redeem team, Carmelo Anthony, according to Kobe, was a person he was the closest with on that team. And to hear him talk about, it's like, I don't care what's going on with him. I'm not interested. I have no thoughts on him. I was like, wow. And it's the same thing with MJ. They led in a particular way. It's either some people liked it or some people hate it. But a lot of his teammates that play with him, a lot of them speak highly of him because they understood that there was a method to the madness. And it's one of the things that causes Barkley to hold Kobe and Jordan in a higher regard. And it's one of the things that a lot of people do. But it's also important to say this is his list, right? For example, Charles has Kobe, I think, at 6. He's not even in his top 5. So what am I going to do now? Start chastising Charles Barkley? Oh, Charles Barkley doesn't know basketball, or the lame one. Oh, these old heads do hate, and like, it's his opinion, right? And it's his take on it. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Charles had to say? Do you think he's being fair, unfair? Whatever you think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.